years old, and a ram 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took to him all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each half against the other. But the birds he divided not, and the eagle came down upon the carcasses, and Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said to Abram, Know surely that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards they shall come out of great substance, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age, but in the fourth generation they shall come back here. The iniquity of the Amori is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning torch that passed between those pieces. And the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, To thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Mizraim to the great river, the river Hereth, the Kenny, and the Kenizzi, and the Cadmoni, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Rephaim, and the Amori, and the Canaani, and the Girgashi, from the Yebusi. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bore him no children, and she had a Mizraim handmaid, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said to Abram, Behold, now the Lord has restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go into my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Mizraim, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram for a wife. And he went into Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarai said to Abram, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between me and thee. But Abram said to Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand, do to her as it pleases thee. And when Sarai dwelt harshly with her, she fled from her face, and an angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness by the fountain on the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Lord said to her, Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself to her hands. And the angel of the Lord said to her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said to her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has heard thy affliction, and he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord, and spoke to her, Thou God, cease to me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that sees me? Therefore the well was called Beher-lahai-roi. Behold, it is between Kadesh and the Red. And Hagar bore Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, whom Hagar